Hey everyone, I'm Justin, your MC and editor-in-chief. I want to welcome you to the first official episode of Havoc Rundown in 2025. We're kicking off the year with a jam-packed show that you won't want to miss. First up, we're thrilled to welcome a very special guest, Glenn Boxell. Not only is he the father of Brian Boxell, our last guest of 2024, but he's also got a fascinating story of his own as a builder. Tonight we'll be diving into Glenn's journey, hearing about the experiences in the world of robot combat, and learning what makes his gears turn. But that's not all. We're just weeks away from the first National Havoc Robot League event of the year, happening on February 1st. We'll break down what to expect, talk strategies, and preview the action that's sure to see the tone of an epic season ahead. And of course, we wouldn't let this episode pass without spotlighting our Havoc Rundown Fantasy League. We'll be sharing all of the excitement from our first draft, recapping the picks, and discussing which box we're betting on to dominate in February's event. So strap in for an electrifying start to 2025. But as all of you know, I can't do this all by myself. So joining me this episode is... Let me introduce the voice of reason and strategy on this podcast. He's our go-to guy for in-depth analysis and always keeps his cool in the heat of competition. It's Ryan Hunter.
I don't know if keeps his cool in the heat of competition is accurate, but I don't know.
Well, next up, bringing the energy and passion for the stories behind the bots, she's the one who always finds the heart in the havoc. It's Ashley Beckman.
Oh, I love that one.
Then our reporter extraordinaire who never misses a detail and always delivers a fresh perspective on the robot combat world is Thomas Carroll.
But yeah, there's some fresh perspectives, all right.
Oh, God. And our resident artist and creative mastermind, not only does he add flair to every episode, but he's also the genius behind our Fantasy League trophy this year. It's Tony Baker.
Looking for suggestions for the top. Any robots out there that want to be there?
Thomas should be the top.
Oh yeah,
Oh, no.
Thomas just with his hands in the air. And finally tonight we're thrilled to welcome a standout builder and competitor in the robot combat world. He's the driver of Caldera, currently the number 7 seed in the fiercely competitive Beetleweight division, and Caldera 12, a Hobbyweight bot known for its innovative design and precision in the arena. Please join us in giving a warm welcome to Glenn Boxell.
Thank you for having me tonight. I have been looking so forward to doing this with you guys.
Well, we are so thankful for you being on, Glenn. It's so awesome to be able to talk to you. And we'll get a little bit into the draft right after the icebreaker question. I'm not sure if you've listened to us before, Glenn, if you know what the icebreaker question is. Okay. Well, it is time, everyone, for...
Who was that?
Superhero!
Of course, this is our segment where we dive into the world of quirky powers and offbeat abilities. So, Glenn, here's the question you need to answer. If you could have a superpower, but it has to be something unusual, unconventional, not flying, super speed, or something like that, what would your unique off-brand superpower be?
Teleportation.
Okay.
That way I could get to places, get in behind people, maybe teleport my bot from one spot to another and behind that other one and be able to zap up from behind.
But what's the off-brand part about it?
What's
With
the weird part?
teleportation, that's relatively normal. There's got to be a catch. There's got to be something that makes it stand out from the pack.
It's not. He can point at things and make them help.
Oh, we can't
I
teleport
don't know.
himself?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't teleport yourself, only other things.
Yeah.
What happens if you point at yourself?
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's only inanimate objects.
Yeah. Sneak up behind get it to be where it's in behind something else. Maybe put it behind you as you're walking backwards and trip you.
Ooh.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, very cool. So we are going to be skipping the game for the first episode of the year. Ryan is working on some devilish house questions for next time, but he was not ready for the house to lose again. So instead, we're going to be talking about the draft in a little segment we call Drafting Havoc. So we're going to break down the February draft. So for anybody that doesn't know, which is, if you're listening to this, you should know we talked about it in our last episode of the year. And we are going to be releasing a special little snippet of the actual draft because I recorded when the draft happened. So we're going to be releasing that as well. But we had our draft for our fantasy league. We're doing a fantasy league this year for NHRL. How it is going to work is every event, the what I call players are going to be choosing 2 Beetles, 1 Hobby, 1 Feather. And over the course of the event, their bots are going to be earning points depending on tap-outs, knockouts, judges' decisions, forfeits, and I'm forgetting something else. And of course, what place they come in at the end. And over the course of the year, they're going to add those points up, and whoever has the most points at the end of the year is going to win and win that awesome trophy that Tony is creating. So we had our first draft of the year, and I will say going into it, it went so much more smoother than I thought it was going to go.
It went so well.
Everybody was reasonably excited about it, and everybody already the salt talk has begun. Everybody it's going to be very competitive through the year. I'm very excited.
So I know I talked about it in our last episode of the year, but when we were first talking about this and when I was first coming up with the rules, I was not sure how many people. I thought it was going to be maybe like us here and 2 other people, and it's turned into a roster of 27 at the moment, I believe. So it kind of outperformed what I thought it was going to perform. So it's been quite interesting. So some of the highlights from the draft, with a mix of high C bots and unique designs. The teams, of course, aimed to assemble the strongest roster. That was the whole point. The early picks that we saw were Mako, who's the number 1 Beetleweight, and Chunky, who is the number 2 Featherweight. Those were the 2 highest seeded bots available to draft. So, of course, those were the ones everyone was looking for. I think the funniest thing that happened during the draft was Julian tried to make a deal with everyone to not pick Mako until it got to his turn. And everyone listened to him and everyone was on board. And then it was literally the turn before Julian's, and Jay Lee turned around and went, I picked Mako. And Julian got so mad.
So bad in that moment because I was like, oh, Jay definitely didn't see those deals.
Jay was probably sitting there going, why is no one picking Mako? This is so weird.
It's okay. Jay's just going to have to love his broken knees.
You can let Julian have Mako. You can't have
No.
You can't do that.
Well, Julian picked up Turbo Fiend, which was, that's a good pick. So
I ended up being the second pick in Beatles, and I got Caldera.
Yes.
So Glenn, you're working for me for this competition for February. So you got to do really well.
Do love that Lindsay came right out the gate and just stole Eruption.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, Ryan, you also have Synthesis 30. That was one of your picks.
I'm really looking forward to it. Corey already says he has a special piece of something for me, like a special gift for me, because I'm backing him up. I'm very excited. I think I have a really good team, and I ended up randomly put at like 3rd place pick, so I got a few really good spots. I have Caldera. I have Shrapnel Mine V2, which already seen. I've seen the video of how it's working, and knowing Seth, I think Shrapnel Mine is a good pick. I have Gamma Ray, and then I have Synthesis 30. I'm very excited. I think I'm gonna get a lot of points.
Those were really good picks. Lindsay coming out of the gate with Eruption. I mean, she got some really good picks there. Even Trick or Beater, which was her second pick for Beatles, is awesome.
And she of course, Boreon.
Yeah, she got Boreon. I think one of the funniest things was, because this is the first draft of the year, we decided to allow any players that wanted to switch places, and Shri, who is on Team Chunky, wanted Chunky so bad that Shri, I think I'm saying your name correctly, I don't think I've heard you say it out loud, but switch places to the point that they got all the way at the bottom for the Hobbyweights just to get that first featherweight pick. I think that was amazing, just so that they got chunky. So, and then of course Ryan came in with the second featherweight and got the Synthesis 30. So just for anyone that's listening, the Hobbyweights and featherweights were interesting because we have 27 players and there are 15 hobbies and 10 featherweights. We put in a system where, depending on the seed, was how many times that bot can get picked. So I think it was like 1 to 10, it can only get picked once. 11 to 30, it can get picked, so something like that. So we have people that ended up with the same, like Sidewalk Slammer got picked 3 times in a row. Team.
Yep.
They were like, oh,
Yeah.
that's available? Okay. Pick.
Well, Psycho was the first pick, which of course, like I could see that. Maximizer, Jay came in and grabbed Maximizer. Megan, Team Googly Eyes came in and got Carmen. So this is the first 3 picks of Hobbyweight.
Where did Cal 12 go? Where did Caldera 12 get picked?
Chris, how do you say his last name, Ashley?
Chris picked you.
Yeah.
How far down the order was it? You know,
Oh, it was the last
it's like
one.
Eagle getting hurt here.
It's a lot.
Number 5. It was Psycho,
Okay.
Maximizer,
Okay,
Carmen,
handle that.
Maximizer, and Caldera 12.
Oh, there's 12 went before Prom Hedda, Glenn.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. Zach probably should have gone before Cal 12. Oh, that's a that's a nasty one, man.
Yeah, and then on the other side of it, we have Chunky, Synthesis 30, Vorion, and then 2 picks for Kazal Light, which, you know, the flamethrowers are just going to get more and more mean, so I can totally see why someone would want to grab a flamethrower in that class. So, yeah, some awesome picks here.
I did find it interesting. In the Beetleweight, there was a lot of people choosing the bots that were unranked over the ranked ones. But there were multiple ranked bots that were left even later in the second round, which is crazy.
Yeah, there was quite a few that were left in the second round that we were kind of like Tony was saying. It was interesting. Like Ratfish ended up as pick 5 in the second round, which is crazy because Ratfish did so amazingly during last year. I don't remember what seed
Ratfish,
but
Ratfish is a classic at NHRL. Ratfish has been around for a long time. I was looking for Ratfish as my secondary pick because I figured my first pick was going to be like a high-ranking bot, so I got Caldera, but my second pick was going to be Ratfish because I was like, I think that's a bot that people are going to sleep on, but
No,
really,
people won't sleep on that.
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Even Sea Dragon's Roar. Sea Dragon's Roar ended up as pick 12 in the
I'm
second.
so
was
shocked
very
that
excited.
lasted that long. Shocked.
Yeah.
Will is always making. He's always making so many different changes to that bot, and it's always getting better and better. The fact that it sat there for so long, I just found it interesting.
Crazy.
And then,
do
of
have
course-
to say thank you for letting me join late. And no, my
can have
12-pound bot choice was strictly because it was Sea Dragon's Roar builder. That's why I picked Adamant Barrage. That's why I chose them.
Yeah, it's so awesome. So the Thomas, you chose for Mark, and you chose your first pick was not sure because you were not sure, and your second pick was. Do you remember?
Unga Bunga.
Yeah. Which ended up being so perfect because Unga Bunga was a bot that like Mark had always wanted to make, I guess. Like it was always in his head. So he's always loved that name. So he actually got upset that Unga Bunga was a bot that was already existed.
Yeah, no, I've been given strict orders to fail the robot if it lacks bones, wood, hammers, stone wheels, locomotion powered by vertebrate animals, dinosaur themes, or dirt. Leather strapping also, that's allowed. But
Thomas put his safety hat on for that one.
yes.
Yeah, totally.
It only applies to robots that have the Unga Bunga name. No one else needs to meet those requirements.
Yeah, he's very strict about what it should be allowed to be. So he is a character. But I mean, this lineup is amazing. I can't wait to see what the points turn out to be. I have a whole sheet to keep track. It has like formulas that go back and forth to keep track of like points and stuff like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see where the points end up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to live put the points in as we're looking at the
I was just going to say, just remember, you have to run the pit desk, Justin. You can't do this while you're at the competition.
We'll figure out a way to.
But I'm sure you will figure it out.
We'll do it at the end of the day. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I made it in the sheet. I made it very easily so that there's a formula. So every time that I put how many a bot got, so all they have to do is go through True Finals, look up the bot, and then just count KO, and put that number in, and then it multiplies it by how many points there are. So it's kind of easy to go through and just be able to like look and say, okay, this is how many TOs I got today. This is how many KOs I got today. You know, all that kind of stuff. So it shouldn't be too hard to keep track of it. I should be able to do it, like catch up on the mid break while I'm eating dinner, and I don't know. I mean, if anything, it's not like they have to be. Well, I guess everyone's gonna be like, "How are my points? How many?" That's the thing.
Yeah, the qualifiers in it are going to count towards points too, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. The qualifiers count to our points, and then if a bot gets into the bracket, it gets an additional 2 points for getting into the bracket.
Okay.
And then first place is 15 points, second place is 10 points, and then third and fourth place are 5 points. So if your bot gets to the end, it gets one of the 4 places at the end, it gets additional points as well. So.
Yeah, Glenn, I'm going to be checking in with you all throughout the day. If you need something, just tell me. I'll give you water, snack, whatever. Let's get this done. Let's get this wrapped up.
I won't get cocky and say you got 15 points lined up, but no.
That's what I want to hear, Glenn. That's it right there.
Jimmy's going to be like, Ryan, go check on Glenn. Tell him he's got 5 minutes. And Ryan's going to go over and be like, you've got 20 minutes.
How often do I come for you guys to say I'm ready? Half an hour, 45 minutes.
Glenn is never. Yeah, we don't worry about Glenn.
I know we don't. I'm
go back, fix the box some more.
I'm just joking. You're gonna come up and Ryan's gonna be like, "Are you ready? You sure? Do you need more time? No." He's gonna be doing weight. He's gonna be like, "You're a couple ounces over. It's fine. Go."
It's okay. It's okay. Don't even look at the scale.
For 100%, this is sarcasm. We are joking. I am not going to give you extra time.
We follow the rules.
I'm gonna take away time from Glenn.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be so good. But I'm so looking forward to it and seeing how the points stack out. So, what else are we looking forward to? Because we might as well just do the preview. We're basically doing the preview now, like what bots we're looking forward to and who got what. I'm looking forward to Blackbird. I mean, Blackbird being back, like that's awesome. Who got
with
Blackbird?
Arya, of course.
Yeah. Team only.
Arya's driving it this time, isn't she?
She's taking over the reins.
Very cool.
Team only Brett's got Blackbird. I'm trying to remember who that was. I have a list somewhere.
It was Matt Lantry. He has a good lineup. He's got Blackbird, Yippee, Buzzkill, and Slamson, which shout out to Craig Danby. I'm so excited that you're bringing a 30-pound Slammo. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to steal it, though, so you can't take it home. I'm sorry. But we haven't seen Craig in a while, so I'm super excited to have him back for sure.
He's going to be going for the same energy as Kevin does and try to flip all the house bots.
Yeah, it's so good. Voxel, Team All Sides got Voxel. So Chris has got Voxel. That's awesome. The Wall Part 2, I was told that the entire Brian Glenn, he said that all the RC staff were excited for the Wall because apparently the
wall is incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
That hammer saw. It's dangerous.
Yeah. Brian grabbed that up as quickly as possible. It was at the top of his Beetle list.
Yeah, it's like I remember seeing Ben in the Discord being like, I was surprised to be picked so early, and everyone was like, no, you were on all of our lists. Like if you saw or went to RC like the event that the Boxels had, or have been to any like local event with the Wall, you've seen how dangerous it is. Like, it is a bot to watch, and he did some upgrades on it. I think it's fighting this weekend at Mass D, so like I can't wait to see it.
I know that's a short turnaround, Masty. I hope he makes
There's a lot of people doing that turnaround, though.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it. I just said no.
No, I don't think I'd be able to do that either. Wait, another bot that I am so surprised lasted until pick 10 of the second Beetleweight picks. Stag Beetlebot.
Yeah.
Chris
That lasted
wiped
so
that
long.
one up too, I think.
Yeah, that was all sides. That was Chris.
There is a ton of really good Beetles coming to this competition, and it's very interesting because usually the first competition of the year is the new bots. So you usually see like all the new bots and the new builders and new attempts at things, but it really looks like February is going to be a lot of everybody establishing themselves very early in the season and trying to like get qualified fast and get qualified at the first event of the season. And it's going to be a very competitive event.
Yeah, Zach didn't register at first and then saw the low registrations in the 12s. And I was like, I think it would be like smart if we went.
Get in early.
Yeah,
got a 25% chance now of getting in at this point.
correct. It was the odds were too nice to look at.
I mean, and he's beaten Psycho before, right? He's beaten Psycho?
He did, but JMO made some serious upgrades to Psycho for February, and what happened in the fight with Prometa will never happen again.
Wow,
At least
does
he
that
hoped
surprise me?
Knocks on all wood. There were things that I know JMO was not happy about the robot in that fight, and he went back and made those changes. JMO's also out in Vegas right now with Sawblaze, which is phenomenal. So like shout out to him, of course. But yes, he did do some upgrades to Psycho for this event. So I'm thinking Psycho's looking pretty strong.
I had to make some upgrades to Caldera 12. Finals there, I had a glass jaw, 2 hits, and I shattered my hubs. My weapons went down on first hits. Hopefully that problem is fixed.
Glad to hear.
Who are you looking forward to seeing, Glenn?
Who am I looking forward to seeing?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a soft spot for Kitty now. She has earned my respect, and that bot is a menace and really good to watch. I want to see some of the newer bots, the younger guys, come out and actually do. I ended up with Sad Octopus on the Fantasy League, and that family has got some good bots. They come out, and I really want to see these guys do well. Just come out and go.
You can help them repair it after you finish repairing your bot.
No, help them first.
Helping them keep doing this. Like, to get them going.
Ryan's gonna come over
He's
and
gonna sweep the competition.
no, Ryan's gonna see you over there fixing Sad Octopus. He's gonna be over. He's just gonna start fixing. It's like, oh, if I have to do this,
It's gonna be incredible.
Caldera is the easiest spot there ever was to work on.
Yeah.
That's good to know, I guess. At least for Ryan, it's got a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just such a good lineup, and the draft went so well. I'm just so looking forward to a lot of these fights and a lot of the bots that are coming. I mean, we have like Anamusha and Polywhip 2. That family is awesome. I love seeing them. Team Irresponsible Engineering got Prince. We're going to see Prince compete. That's really cool. I'm just looking at Impact. We have 2 bot to Bandle, so Luke picked up Impact right away, which makes sense. We've watched
Luke also picked up Glacier too, and Glacier is another one of those younger builders that has been putting in the reps and everything like that. So Glacier's one to watch too.
Glenn bringing back Jackalope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who grabbed Jackalope? I'm trying to look. Where did Jackalope go? Because someone grabbed Jackalope.
Team Chaos Eels
I think
has
that's
it.
Bob.
Bob picked up. Yeah. Bob, no last name, as he's known in our Discord. So
That one.
Bob, no last name.
it's just so good. I'm looking forward to this a lot. And we will keep, I mean, if you're listening to this, you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord. We will be putting a bunch of updates and stuff into the Fantasy League channel in the Discord, so you can follow it there. And throughout the time, I'm going to start trying to add things to our Patreon. So you'll hear about that and hear about more things being added to that, including the recording of all of our drafts will be going there. So that'll be fun. Anybody else have any notes or any other thoughts about the February event before we get into that? Or before we move on from that, I should say?
Get ready for the cold.
Yeah. Is that why I don't think Johnny is coming, right? Is that why Johnny's not coming?
It's too cold for Johnny.
Yeah, no, he turns into
actually wear
popsicle.
shoes.
Can I just say I have him as a friend on Facebook, and I saw he put up like enjoyed my 2024 thing, and it was a bunch of pictures, and all the pictures with his bot with like the sunset.
They're beautiful.
In the background.
Best backgrounds ever when he photographs his robots. But I do think next year Johnny will be in college, so hopefully he'll be in the States, so maybe we'll see him more. But for now, he's staying warm in the box.
Yeah, it's too cold for Johnny. We'll see him when it gets warmer, like any kind of spring animal that comes out when it's warm. He's in hibernation in the Bahamas right now.
He's hibernating.
So that is the February draft / preview. So we will be keeping an eye on that, and we will see what happens on February 1st. If you are not planning on it, weird, but join us or watch it on February 1st. It will be a good one. So we're going to move on from that. And Glenn, it is time to ask you some questions and get to know you a little bit better in our segment that we like to call 5 in Focus. So these are 5 questions that we have crafted to ask you and just, deep dive a little bit into what makes you tick as a builder and as a person. We each have one. And Ryan, I have yours as going first. So if you would like to read, Glenn, your question.
Okay. Well, my question is basically, you've gone from being at NHRL and Combat Robotics as a supporter of your son, and now you're one of the highest ranking Combat Robotics people in the sport. How has that story gone for you? Maybe tell us a little bit of the story. We got your son's perspective, but I'd love to hear your perspective on it. And how do you look at the sport?
Oh man, this sport is amazing, and I love to do it. The adrenaline rush you get is beyond compared to anything else you could do. Brian started this as a freshman when he started college. And me and him had been running through high school around doing Bex, and I'd follow him, helping him through that. And he was his own team doing all that. So I had a lot of time following around on robots and watching what he's doing and growing into it. And then he went to a competition down there at Norwalk and said, "Hey, Dad, you got to come check this out." Second as been, he went down. I went down with him and said, "Oh my God, this is cool. I've always liked doing this, always liked BattleBots and watching it." And he's like, "Okay, so you want to get down?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to get into it, but I need some help." He said, I'll design you a robot for Christmas. That's your Christmas gift this year." So he created one. That bot didn't do quite so well.
Yeah.
Caldera V1 lasted three competitions, January, February, and March, or something like that of 2020.
Yeah.
And then he's like, now we got to redesign this. And he put out the design for the current Caldera. And at that time, it had potential. There were some problems with it, the way it was put together and some stuff. So I've taken that design over the years and made some tweaks to it, changed how the top was mounted. It was originally with plastic screws. And those proved not to be so well. It took a couple of matches, it took a hit and the top slide off. The batteries went flying out. Like, okay, that's got to change. So, that was the first substantial change, was how we mounted that top on the thing. He's left all these changes to me. I'm not a great designer or creative person, but give me something and I can make it better.
Yeah.
That is what I've done with this over the years. And I've been picking up different tidbits on the designs from him and actually the fellow WPI students out there that, that are running with him. And they let me hang out with them all the time now. So and I enjoy that. I am so grateful that those kids let me hang out with them.
Yeah.
It is. It's great.
Do you show up to
With you, Glenn?
Yeah,
Do you show up to their ultra dangerous sounding apartment with the open flame and all these things?
I've been over there a couple of times.
And he still lives to tell the tale.
Oh, but,
I mean, that's got to be super cool to be able to hang out with your son that much too, and just share in that. Because just having my own kids now, I can only imagine how much joy that brings you to be able to share this with him and hang out with him so much and just share this passion with him. That's amazing.
It is great. I do have to be careful not to cross lines and stuff. But it is so great that him and his friends allow me into their circle, at times.
That's cool. I love it. Thomas.
Yeah, well, I got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah, Thomas needs to go second. So you don't.
Does this date ring a bell? April 23rd, 2022.
April 23rd, 2022.
2 years, 8 months, 29 days.
That was an event that I qualified Caldera in.
86,745,600 seconds.
Yeah.
That was the last update to Caldera. How long has it taken? 1,445,760 minutes for Caldera to remain the same. Glenn, what are you doing? It's 2025 now. Where are the updates?
There's been small updates through it for that. We were going to retire it last year, and that didn't quite happen.
It didn't quite happen, Glenn. You won continuously.
Yeah,
of course.
That was the problem. Started winning too much.
Hey, so let me get this straight. We're gonna retire this. Oh crap! It won again. Well, let's retire it next time. Oh crap! It won again.
So we are working on a newer version of horizontal. Brian's taking the lead on designing it again. Now then he'll hand it off to me, and we'll go run it from there. So hopefully sometime this summer, maybe. It actually depends on Brian's schedule. He is overworked so badly right now.
Yeah. I just want to point out that on your NHRL wiki page, the gallery contains 2 photos: Caldera April 2022 and Caldera pre-April 2022.
Oh, they just haven't updated it to if you go look, there's been minor changes. Those have silver aluminum uprights, weapon mounts. It's now carbon fiber. Actually, this event, it's getting some different. The motor mounts are going to be made out of TBU this time, and some the whole back chassis and side guards are now 1 unit instead of 3.
So, are you listening, Ryan?
And it's got the thorium core as well, right? It's nuclear powered.
So we're making a few more changes with this, coming into February here.
Well, everyone better be ready because he's gonna win.
Good. You need to win this competition.
He's not gonna win because we can't let Ryan
have all the points.
Yeah.
Have you considered trying to run a different kind of robot? I mean, you've been running the horizontal this whole time. Do you want to do like a vert or something like that?
Brian and I have teased about trading bots for a competition to see how we could do.
Oh, that would be cool.
That might be fun. We really need to consider doing that. Maybe not at NRHL, but at a local comp, we need to consider doing that, at least for a fight or two,
Yeah,
definitely.
My concern is, I don't know if I have the reflexes to drive these verts with the gyros and all that stuff. My driving is smooth coming around, it doesn't have to react quite so fast.
That was basically going to be my question.
Yeah, so before we get to your question, Thomas, you have a second part to your question that we asked Brian, and that we have to ask Glenn the other side of the question.
Yes, this is perhaps the most important question. Now, you were just saying that Brian kind of designs the robot, and I think that might not be the best thing. As you'll see, my question is, if you had to design a robot to beat Eruption, what would you do? Now, if he's designing Caldera, he's adding inherent design flaws that can help him beat
they're not inherent
Caldera.
Design flaws. They're just
no, like they're specific to his robot. Like to every other robot, it's no problem. They're not a flaw. It's just against Eruption.
If it was just to go against Eruption, I'd have to put wedges or nice forks in the front of it. He hates going against forks. Crash Fest and bots like that are his things he hates the most, because he comes right up and over. He hates that so much.
I want to see a anti-eruption config now.
Just forks.
Yeah,
it's just forks with a little flap in the middle. It doesn't do anything.
Caldera has done pretty good against him. He did get me at the finals. Last July, another horizontal Beetlejuice got him.
Yeah.
I got him twice up in Toronto. Pretty much the same. Actually, Caldera's beat him 3 times in Toronto. He's beat Caldera once in Toronto. But they're about even up.
So you might not even need to design a robot to beat Eruption. You already have the robot to beat Eruption.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, it sounds like the current design is already up to the stuff. So
I just have to learn to drive better.
Hey there, bot fans! Are you ready to take your love for the Havoc Rundown to the next level? We've got a ton of ways for you to join the action and support the podcast you love. First, connect with us and fellow robot combat enthusiasts by joining our Discord. It's the perfect place to talk shop, share your favorite bot moments, and stay updated with the latest news and events. Make sure to follow us on Facebook to stay in the loop with episode updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community highlights. It's all happening right there. And if you want to show off your Havoc Rundown pride, check out our merch store on Bonfire. Right now, we've got the official Havoc Rundown logo tee waiting for you. Head to bonfire.com/Havoc-Rundown-T to grab yours today. But wait, there's more. You can also support us directly through our Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/Havoc Rundown. Every contribution helps to keep the sparks flying and bring you more amazing content. And for the ultimate fans, don't miss our Patreon at patreon.com/Havoc Rundown. As a patron, you'll get exclusive access to bonus content like our Fantasy League drafts, D&D games, special interviews, and other exciting surprises. So what are you waiting for? Join the community, show your support, and keep the gears turning at the Havoc Rundown. We'll see you in the arena. Tony, since we already touched a little bit, like a tiny bit on your question, you want to ask your question?
Yeah.
And your microphone is cutting out.
Where did you go?
He gone.
Nope.
Okay, I'll ask the question for Tony. As we get older, our twitch ability goes down along with some of our processing speed. With that being said, as an older competitor in the sport, do you feel that it's a detriment to your driving ability in the box?
It is not necessarily a detriment. Being wiser and smarter, I know my limitations, and I have to work towards those. And I've learned to back off at times, go around, let them make the mistakes, then go after them. So you just got, you got to work to your strengths.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Ashley, do you want to ask yours, and I'll ask mine last?
Of course. I'm going to switch gears kind of a little bit because you know me, I love the people behind the robots. So I know that last year you became a grandpa for the first time.
I
so
did.
I just wanna hear about it. Tell us about it, and maybe someday we see another box.
It's possible. My granddaughter Annabelle is now 9 months old, and she is the cutest thing. She's starting to crawl. It's just starting to really get into things. She is absolutely fantastic.
So she's literally right behind Luna. I didn't realize that they were basically the same age. When she was born in March?
What event was it?
It was.
I think it was the March event.
Yeah, it was right around then.
Yeah. My daughter was born the 28th of March. Go ahead.
Yeah. We were actually at the cage. We were actually at the cage, me and Brian, and fighting in that while my daughter's off having a baby.
That's dedication.
So there we go. We have the next generation of NHRL competition.
Already in the works.
Justin's kids and Glenn's grandkids.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because my daughter, same thing. She just started crawling. I have a video for her crawling today. Like, she's just right at that age. So that's really cool. They're the same age.
Fortunately, she lives down in the Hartford area, and I'm up here. So it's an hour and a half. I don't get to see her as much as I'd like. So
right. Yeah, makes sense.
She's in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, and then the last one that I have before we get to the listener questions is, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from your journey as a builder so far? Any moments where things didn't go as planned but taught you something valuable? Why are my questions always the one where our guests have to pause before
about it?
Got to really think it through some. There were times that I've tried to make some parts or do something, and I have had to learn about tolerances, stuff like that you don't necessarily consider, that it's going to make you throw you out of whack. This piece isn't going to fit right. And I think one of the biggest things that it's actually helped is when you're wiring stuff in a robot, things move. Those wires get stressed, and you break things. They'll come loose if you're not careful. If you look at them wrong, they come loose. Let alone when they get hit by another bot and get sent through the air. Caldera spends more time in the air than any other bot, I think.
He wants to be a Spitfire drone.
I feel like it's a horizontal thing, though.
And that's the key.
Yeah, I think it's a horizontal thing, though. Just the weapon, it's horizontals end up in the air a lot.
Yeah. And if you know going into it, expect you to go flying, you better make sure your bot can handle it. And that's one thing it's been able to do.
Go ahead.
What's your general strategy going into a fight? Like, do you have a specific way you drive? Like, how do you think about a fight?
It depends on the bots.
Yeah.
I love to go for wheels. I love take wheels off bots. My favorite thing. So,
you have a wall of wheels you've taken.
I know, but and then some of the bots, Peter bar, the Peter bar bots.
Yeah,
I like straight after those weapons because I think I can win one-on-ones with those. And bot on the better end. Now once you get into the more tougher bots, such as Eruption, I do prefer to try to play a little more strategic and make him turn and get sideways and stuff like that. Although I did not do that at finals. We just went head to head. Yeah. We just did it. But it all depends on the bot that I'm fighting and what they're doing.
Yeah. So do you pick aggression over like being defensive?
I'm never defensive.
Yeah.
That's what that means. Yeah. I will try to pick my spots a little bit. I'll try to go around, get them off their game, then attack.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's a winning strategy for you, and it's going to continue to be a winning strategy as you earn me points all year. So just keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, it's not like we're talking to someone who doesn't win. We're talking to someone who wins consistently. So what has that been like? What has that been like, just the winning streak that you're on, just seeing that bot do so well?
It has been great. And wanting to win a dumpster. I did get the one at RIT. In all honesty, I didn't think I won that fight. So the fact, and I want to come back and I want to outright win one that I feel that I nailed it.
You won that fight, Glenn.
I know, but
you won that fight.
Honestly, yeah.
As Beyonce, I can say that you won that fight.
I thank you. It's one of those things. The fight didn't go the way I wanted it. My bot had some problems in the fight, but I kept going and kept going. In the end, I guess I got a drive of his, and I was still functional, and that was the difference in the end. But,
yeah, the functionality.
Don't worry, I'm sure he'd take that rematch.
I want the rematch. I don't know that I want to call any more rematches. Last time I did that, Kitty handed me my backside.
Yeah. I mean, I think you, we've talked about it before, but you and Ariel are in the same boat of just wanting that, because Ariel did the same thing. She won the teams, and they were just like, yeah, that doesn't matter. Sorry.
So just so badly want that one. I just want to get that win down there.
Yeah. I can totally understand that.
We want it for you. Don't worry.
Yes. Yeah, we want to see it for you. Definitely. Anybody else have any other questions for Glenn before we get into what our listeners would like to know?
Yeah, there's some really good.
Favorite type of pasta sauce?
There are.
Yeah.
Like if you put a sauce in your pasta, you go for the marinara, the vodka.
Did you just ask what sauce he wants in his pasta, Thomas?
Yeah.
He did.
None of the above. Just the good.
What, butter and cheese?
No alcohol in my sauces. I do like rum. Rum's my favorite, but that just doesn't go in pasta.
No. What's your favorite type of pasta sauce?
Prego.
Prego? Okay.
Oh, that was the best
Now we
answer.
know.
I love that. Good job, Thomas. This is why we keep you around for those hard-hitting questions.
You don't get them anywhere else.
So true.
Okay,
There's a
so that
reason
was
for
5
that.
in Focus. It is time now to reach into the bag and see what our listeners have to say in our listener mailbag segment. So this is, if you are listening, and again, not on the Discord, please join the Discord. We have a whole mailbag channel where every time that we have a guest on, we'll put up who we are interviewing, and we ask you to send in your questions, what you would like to know.
So Tony Clifton's question is, if you had to build a combat robot out of a household appliance or other common object, what would you choose?
Yes.
Oh, I thought about this when I saw it, and I came up with two separate answers. I think one, a hand mixer, that's already got the beaters on it, put some wheels on it with the beaters, or a frying pan. Take the frying pan, the round one, make a nice casing for a shell box.
Nice.
Pezza did that with, Miho. It was like a mini bot that he ran, I think, with Angel Vidal, and he literally took a pan and put it, and it was the cutest little thing ever, and I love that answer.
That is cool. Okay, so sorry. The question I was reading is from Brian Mendocino. Brian is also in our fantasy league. Brian says, I used to run RC Vehicles RC Excitement regularly, but have been out of that scene for a while. I enjoyed having an excuse to get back up there and have a great time at the event that you guys hosted there last fall. Are there any plans for a 2025 event or at RCE at this time? Brian kind of answered this last time, saying that RC wants you guys back. I don't know if they've been in contact since the last time we talked to Brian, if there's any more plans.
We are trying to plan one for April. We have to borrow the cages from NHRL. So borrowing the cages for NHRL, we haven't reached out yet, partly because Brian's got his thesis. I think his thesis due that during April, and he wasn't sure he could handle. No, March. We looked at March. It just is too close to a time frame to try to schedule. So it's going to either be April or May that we do one.
Okay. Definitely going to have to get up there for it.
Now, tell him he's got to get back up here to RCE and join us with the racing. You know, I go up there every Thursday and Friday night to race. Oh.
Well, that's cool. Okay. Very cool. Luke Stengel, of course, Luke from the desk and from behind the bots, says, how long do you plan on running Caldera NHRL? And what's next after Caldera? So how do you plan on running Caldera? How long do you plan on running Caldera NHRL? And what's next after Caldera?
Well, like I said a little bit ago, Caldera is going to be running here during the spring. Then we are going to try to have another robot ready for the summer and fall. Another horizontal. It's going to be built differently, operate totally different. I may run it under the Caldera 2 name or Caldera 3 because it's actually going to be version 3 of Caldera. But we're going to be looking at doing something like that. And with the new rules, you can only do one bot per driver. Or it's one bot per driver for the event. So
yeah,
limits that. And hopefully I can get Caldera qualified early, come back with another one, qualify it for late.
Yeah, that works. That's the way to do it.
Okay.
You have to find another volcano term or something like that to name it after or something.
That's what we were trying. We were trying to stay with that theme and figure that one out.
Awesome.
Maybe Yellowstone.
Now, if you got any other, if you got any good Caldera term or any good volcano terms, let me know.
We'll have to think about that.
I chose Caldera because I love the sound of the word.
Oh, but I can't share them.
So your son, Brian Boxell, asks, Caldera has been a regular NHRL for 4 years now. Besides Eruption versus Caldera, what has been your favorite fight or moment you've had so far? And then he said, where do you think combat robotics will be in 5 years? And what would you want your role to be in it then?
I like these questions. And my favorite fight ever was actually this past year with Caldera 12. It fought Maximizer, and I came out on top, and that I was so ecstatic because Jake has such a fantastic bot, and to actually go in there and with its second event and come out with a win over Maximizer, I was sky high. I didn't care about the rest of the event that day. I was done. Yeah, that was my turn. That was my day.
Well, I know Jake is a listener, so I'm sure that he'll be very happy to hear that.
He wasn't happy that day.
Yeah.
Vengeance for February. So get ready.
Oh, that's awesome.
But,
and then where do you think combat robotics will be in 5 years, and what would you want your role to be in it then?
Right. In 5 years, I would hope that we do have a pro league going. We have a lot more local events and more outreach in that area. And I would, I'm going to be retiring here in a couple of years. So now we're talking retirement years for me.
The fun years.
I would be loving it if I could actually dedicate my time to participating, running events, participating, and being a bigger role overall in the area.
Awesome. That's really cool. So maybe more Boxelmanias after you retire then.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think Justin and I might have to go build for Boxelmania if you do have one this year.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Target mid-April, mid-May, because we got to get the cages. We get, so that would be our best bets.
Awesome.
Okay. Then we can also do at least one in the fall.
Yeah, I'll have to bring Reaper to it. That would be cool. Okay. Julian Papazian, I think you kind of answered this with what's next after Caldera, but he said, hey, Glenn, if you were forced to design a new robot, what would it be?
My driving style would go more for a control bot or something So something more of a wide body center weapon, or something like that, so that I can actually control my driving style.
So something like a jelly baby kind of thing?
No, not a jelly baby. I don't like jelly baby that much. Sorry, because it's just too simple to me.
Yeah.
I want a weapon. I want a hitting weapon.
Okay.
So, more along the lines of a fully defined type.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Or even a Moto type. He's got a wider body, turbo feed, got a wider body, center weapon, something along those lines that you control. And
nice. This is the year of the hammer saw, so
yes,
keep it going.
Awesome. Okay, we got two more. Tim, it's Hebert, right? Am I saying that right? Team Hebert from Chubby Unicorn says Caldera has been around for a while and has had lots of improvements over time. Over the life of the bot, what was the largest single mechanical change in terms of win rate, and what was the largest change in terms of quality of life? So you said some things have changed. So basically, he's asking like, what is the biggest change you made to Caldera that made a difference?
Caldera lost a lot of its early fights due to drive failures. Not the motors or anything. One little piece, the little pinion that comes off the motor and drives the wheel. And it was all in the way that was mounted. Changing that one thing, it has not failed since. The drive have not failed, and it was just simply adding an aluminum piece on the shaft with a set screw inside of my drive gear. And so it was very simple change. And then the other one was, I told you about the tops coming off. I now use standoffs and screws to hold the AC together.
Who needs the top plate?
No. Batteries in there, they can go flying.
That's always the reason people are late to the thing. So no top plates. That's the new rule.
We don't
no
like
top
those
plates.
at the pitches.
No, Glenn. Hey, Glenn has plenty of time to put on his top plate. Okay, leave him alone.
But the one simple change in just how the drive pinion mounted is, been the biggest thing to keep it going and keep it there. Now, I am very proud of one thing, that Caldera has never forfeited a fight.
Yeah,
that's really awesome.
That's an awesome record to have.
Ryan likes hearing all of these things.
Yeah. Speaking of records, our final listener question comes from Dan DeShino, who's also another. Well, actually, all of these people are part of the league. But Dan DeShino says, "Hi, Glenn. You've got a pretty legendary record of event attendance over the last few years at NHRL. Starting from the first event you brought Caldera, when did you decide you were going to consistently go to events?"
The moment right after the first fight with the adrenaline rush and everything in the cage, I'm like, I'm coming back for this. Get me away. You can't.
Yeah. 100%. That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure if you sat down every builder NHRL and asked them that exact question, the answer would be in the same kind of. It would be the same answer in different ways, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's what everyone is chasing, that feeling. So that's awesome. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, so before we wrap up, does anyone have any additional questions for Glenn that they would like to ask?
I don't think so. I just want to say win, win, win. Just keep winning.
I will do my best.
No
and
pressure.
Thank you for coming on the podcast, Glenn. We
Have
appreciate
fun
it.
with it. That's the most
It's so
important
fun
part.
to have you. I'm glad you were able to come on.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It has been a lot of fun for me too, and I thoroughly enjoy doing this stuff with you.
Well, we love to hear that. Thank you so much. It was so awesome having Brian to end the year and then you to begin the year. So it was a very cool thing to do. Okay, cool. And that's a wrap for this episode of the Havoc Rundown. A huge thank you to our guest, Glenn Boxell, for sharing his incredible journey and insights into the world of combat robotics. Before we sign off, don't forget to share this episode with your fellow bot fans. Give it a like and drop a comment to let us know your favorite part of today's show. We love hearing from you. Mark your calendars for February 1st and join us at the NHRL event in person, or catch all the action live on YouTube. It's going to be an epic start to the season. Make sure to join the conversation on Discord, follow us on Facebook, and check out our merch store for the official Havoc Rundown logo tee at bonfire.com/havoc-rundown-tee. For even more exclusive content like Fantasy League drafts, D&D sessions, behind-the-scenes interviews, head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/havoc-rundown. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time for more Sparks, strategy, and bot-fueled chaos. Until then, keep your gears turning and sparks flying. That is all from the pit crew at the Havoc Rundown. Everyone say goodbye to our wonderful listeners.
Bye!
Hey, gamers.